Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We are in the book of Numbers in the Old Testament, chapter 9, verses 15 through 23, and then chapter 10, 29 through 36. Now, it talks about how there is a cloud of God's presence resting over the tent of meeting, the tabernacle, the place where the covenant resides, where it is placed. What is the covenant? The covenant is, the Old Testament. It's the Ten Commandments. But really what the Ten Commandments is a promise of a relationship between God and his people. And the Ten Commandments is the fulfillment. It is an extension of the original covenant that was given to Abraham. You will be my people and I will be your God. And so it is the tabernacle is the place of promise. And the cloud covered it. And at night it looked like fire. During the day it looked like a cloud. And, whenever the cloud lifted, Israel would move out. They'd get going and they'd follow that cloud. And the thing is, they didn't determine where the cloud was going. They followed it. They followed the presence of God. They obeyed the Lord's commands. And I think that this is the constant challenge for God's people, is to understand where God's presence is, to seek God's presence. It's not enough simply to have, the Word of God. God's Spirit is in the Word. But if we're just living in the dead past, we don't have a living relationship with God. The Word is alive, it's active. It is God's promise to us. And God is speaking to you through that. But are you listening for it and are you following it? If God's Spirit speaks to you and is trying to lead you in a way that you have to address something in your life, or God is trying to lead you into some area in your life and you decide not to follow it, how are you like the people of Israel in not following the cloud? I think the same is true for the congregations. Our calling as leaders is not to figure out how to spend, $240 on light bulbs or books or whatever. Our calling as leaders in the church is to discern where is God leading us, where we are in the wilderness to do ministry amongst our people and the people in the community. And so it goes on in chapter 10. Moses says to them, we're setting out for a place about which the Lord said, I will give it to you. Come with us. And this guy, Hobab, he says, no, I don't want to go. I'm going to go back to my own land, my own place. And Moses says, please don't leave us. You know where we should camp. And you've been where God is trying to lead us, so we're hoping that you might be able to help us. And he does. He does go along. And I think that's one of the things that's saying is who knows where you're going? Like if you're serving a different community, who's in that community who might be able to give you some guidance? That Lord might be leading you there. And so whenever the ark set out, they would follow the Lord. Well, thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.